afternoon, everybody. Actually, I was slightly worried about speaking after lunchtime, but then I think Crescendo has done such a fantastic job. I think you're all up and about to hear what I have to say. Still, I think I'll start with a story, an episode. Being a policeman, I think I'll start with the police episode only. All of you must have heard about Veerappan. Who say Muthuswami Veerappan? Anybody not heard about him? He is one of the most dreaded brigands in the forests of Satchamangala, for which 3 states, Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, searched for him for almost 21 years. For 21 years he had a criminal police chasing him, but for about 12 years, 13 years, all the states formed special task forces to get him. A man, for about 31 years of criminal record of his 36 years of his life dedicated to crime. Mr. Vijay Kumar. Mr. Vijay Kumar, an IPS officer of Tamil Nadu Kada. A man with fantastic record both in the center and in the state. He was actually Commissioner of Police, Chennai. When the Chief Minister called him and said, no, you go into the Satchamangala forest. This was not his first time to go after Veerappan. This was actually the third time. But the first time was for a short period of 1 month, the second time for a long period, and then again the government said, move on and catch him. Now, the moment he was done, many people considered that, well, he is now out of favor with the government and is posted to the forest. And one of the most dreaded jobs. Many of the officers who worked with him in the past, in very good assignments, like for example, when he was with Jayalalitha, take care of her security, etc. They were not very happy to join him. They didn't. They were reluctant to. But then he went about his job. He was very clear what he has to do, and then vanquished him within 1 year. He joined STF in 2003 and 2004. Veerappan was vanquished. Now, how did he achieve that? It's not that he has done it overnight. When he went there again, he said, okay, let's go about it systematically. He went into every small detail, including what type of a forest it was. And if you have to sustain in that forest, what should you know? Right from small insects there to the type of animals that are there, how to protect their team, what to eat, what not to eat, which berries to eat, which berries not to eat. He went into that minute detail. And after going to that detail, he groomed his own team. The team, as I said, many were not willing to join, but those that joined him, he upskilled their capabilities and made the team so good that they delivered it to him ultimately. In fact, one of his members, if you would sit with him for about 3-4 hours, he will have so many stories to tell how they went after him and how every time he evaded them. From each of those incidents, he learned as to why they failed. So each failure was a stepping stone for his last success. And one of his, as I was telling you, one of his men, when you look at him, he doesn't look smart like Mr. Vijay Kumar. He looks very shabby and all that. But he sent him into the forest as a cook in a small eating place, deep interior forest. He was a deep undercover agent for a long time. Ultimately, he gives the information to them as to where this man will be there at what time, when he's moving, etc. And that's how they ultimately vanquished him. So that is the type of a thing that he has done. So what did he do? He went with a very positive attitude. In spite of what the talk outside was, he knew that the CM had faith in him, and then he delivered it. He went in a positive attitude, gave his best shot. And from somebody who was out of news as CP Chennai, he became a national figure. Everybody started speaking about him. Today, he wrote a book which has now been made into a serial in the OTT platform. There's a very successful serial on that. So that's what it is. He has thought out of the box for most of the time. Because he knew that every time they're missing him, he thought out of the box and went ahead. So the strengths of his men, he exploited each and every one of them. And whatever weaknesses was there, he helped them overcome all of them and then upskill them and ultimately got what it is. Now what's the secret of his success? The secret of his success was he believed in himself. He believed in his team and he believed in God that he's going to help him. Because once you take up an assignment, any assignment for that matter, with dedication, devote yourself to that, and take up every step with determination that this is what I'm going to achieve this, and bloody well, whatever the problems, we will cross them, we will overtake them, and then complete it. And then every action of his, they have done it with dedication, with discipline, with a tremendous amount of discipline that has gone in every action. Ultimately, he put his drive into it, and ultimately they achieved it. So this is what is about. So not in our service, we come across lots of postings. Some of them considered good, some of them considered not so good, some of them considered useless. But still, if you are good about it, you can make it fantastic. In my own case, for example, if you look, I can speak to you about 2-3 types of things. One in the corporate sector, one I can speak in the police service. If I take the police service, I was the chief of intelligence for the state. From there, change of government, and ultimately I landed up in Greyhounds for the second time. And in this time, within a span of 2 years, we rid the entire Andhra Pradesh of Naxal problem. I had the great pleasure of saying that I am chief of Greyhounds, which is considered the best jungle warfare team in the country. That happened why? Again, the same things. Whatever has happened there, we have done similar things here, putting our heart and soul into what we are doing, giving the team the respect it is due, bringing about a tremendous amount of transparency and fairness in what we do, recognizing every good work done by everybody, and sharing with everybody and telling that, yeah, this person has done this work. Now this is not only in the police work, even in the LSD board. I was posted from the Commissioner of Police, Vizag. I was brought and posted to LSD board. And now LSD board is not a job that policemen consider as one of those good assignments. It's actually out of focus, inconsequential as far as the police is concerned. So nobody treats it as good. And everybody said, okay. And for me, my knowledge about LCD, zero. Knew nothing about it except that there is a meter in my house and every month somebody comes to take the readings. That was all my knowledge about LCD. But then what did I do? I learned from lineman to chairman. Every one of them became my teachers. Over a period of next 2 years, I learned so much, every little thing, and then helped my teams to achieve what we wanted. There was a lot of pressure from the government, true. But at the same time, the amount of work that happened internally, I had teams from the LCD engineers as well as from the policemen. So both of them were integrated so well that in the span of 2 years, we achieved what was thought was to be impossible. Hyderabad, the old city, they had what? Losses to the tune of about 78%. So if we pump in 100 units, we are only recording 22 units. 78% thin air, gone. We brought it down from 78% to 24%. And similarly, the lot of losses, which were actually technical losses, were being shown as commercial losses by the engineering branch. Slowly we showed them areas where these are not commercial losses, these are technical losses. And so we address those issues also. Today, if we have high voltage distribution system that's in most of the places, it is because of the efforts we done at that point of time, telling them in agriculture, in rural and domestic areas. Losses are happening because of this. I-square-R losses are too heavy here. We have to reduce that. And that's how we went about making about a change in this. And it was so ultimately a job which was considered as a useless job. It gave me an opportunity to represent India at the World Forum. In fact, not only within the country, we were called for many states to say, what are you doing so good that so many changes are happening? But even the World Bank called us to Washington to make a presentation about what is it that we have been doing in various areas to reduce losses so dramatically. So that's what we are telling everybody, that as I said, we learn from everybody. We kept our mind open. We are receptive to any ideas, every idea. Some of them good, some of them not so good. But when we kept our mind open and started receiving every input, we were able to, succeed where most others were not there. But the magic mantra in the entire thing was that we were transparent, we were fair. Even when we caught some people doing something, we were fair to them and said that no way that we are going to give them a raw deal. In fact, for the first time in the Electricity Act, the amount of penalty that was being imposed on civilians, we got it reduced drastically. That many of the engineers in the Electricity Board were saying, these are already cleared in the Supreme Court level, why do you want to reduce it? Why do you want to touch it? Don't touch it. Let it be like that. We said, this is not fair. This is unfair, we should change it. And we did it. So the same thing we did it for our staff. Same thing we did for others. Everything was, we said, has to be transparent. When we are booking people for theft of energy, we said, if my own staff are colluding with them, let us book them also. The entire unions rebelled on that. But we told them, explain to them, after all, 20 or 30 out of your strength of 2,000 are doing this. Why do you back them? But with the type of support we gave to them in the field, they all understood this and came back to us and saying that, all right, we will be with you, we will help doing what is needed for the work to make sure that the losses are reduced. So, now this type of an approach for me, being transparent, fair, involving everybody, being open to ideas, and doing whatever we are doing, throwing myself totally to the 100%, and getting involved 100%, that was, I think, what has helped me across the board in all my assignments. So much so that, for example, the type of work that we have done in Greyhounds got me recognition in Delhi, and I was taken to SPG to take care of not important persons from the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister's security was with SPG, and we are an equivalent of everybody must have been reading about Secret Service. We are an equivalent of Secret Service in India, where we take care of not only the physical security of the Prime Minister, but also the image of the Prime Minister. We do a lot of things, will be lots of stories for that separately. But then these opportunities came my way, not because of anybody pushing me there, because I had never been to Delhi, but I was called to Delhi. And fortunately in the interview, one question they asked me, what's your strength? So I didn't know what to answer, but then I thought for a second, I said, what's my strength? I had never been in Delhi, I was never in security work per se. Then I said, my strength is my teamwork, sir. My team, I take care of them. And then they said, all right, that's what we want. So ultimately I landed there. So these are some of the things that we do. Now, how did these things happen with me? Like I'm speaking to you today, somebody has spoken to me something in the past, not in classes like this. When I was appearing for, when I went in the National Police Academy, we had some of our former chiefs coming and speaking to us. One former chief of NPA, National Police Academy, Mr. Dias, he told us in the class that, listen, make only one thing as your goal, and that is, wherever you go, whichever posting you are given, good, bad, ugly, make sure that you leave the place a better place than what it was when you entered that place. And that is what I stuck to all my life, and that's what has taken me places. The other thing which has actually impacted me a lot was what Dr. S.R. Rao told us when we were in appearing for the All India Service exams. And in fact, that has helped me not in work, but also in maintaining some semblance of equanimity all through. And that is, he said, follow Bhagavad Gita. And what does Bhagavad Gita say? In chapter 2, sloka 47, it says, Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalahetur bhur mate sangotsva karmani. What does it mean? It means do your duty dispassionately. Don't look for the result. What am I going to get out of it? Don't think about it. Throw yourself into it, 100%. Result is not yours. Result will come to you automatically. But if you start thinking, what am I going to do next? What is the consequence of this action? As a policeman, I will not be able to do anything. Because every action of ours or every inaction of ours will be reflected in the newspapers. But if I start looking at what is this going to mean tomorrow, then my actions will not be the correct actions. Just as Gandhiji used to say, that whenever you are in doubt, think of the poorest soul and then take action. The poorest and the weakest and then take action. Same way, here nothing, just my work and nothing else. Results will follow through, and that's what exactly happened in life to me. So these are some of the things that I wanted to tell you. But then, do you have to be in important posts, high assignments? No, not necessarily. Today you had Nihar speaking to you here. Nihar of Chirolto. If I'm not mistaken, or maybe he's coming in later. Completed. So, look at him. He threw himself into his work with passion. And that is what will take you places. Jump into anything. Push yourself into it with passion, and whatever be the work, it will help you. I don't have to go far for all these examples. Take your own colleagues. 2002 batch. Siddharth Saxena. Teachers will know about him. Siddharth Saxena, he is a student like you in Vigyan Jyoti. He was keen on taking mechanical engineering. That was his dream. But his parents, they said, no, IT is a better branch. You should join IT, and put him in IT. Now, he didn't sulk. He didn't demur. He said, all right, I'll make that my dream. And he did so well that he was the gold medalist that year in the highest CGPA he got, and he became the gold medalist in class 2002. That's what can be achieved. You don't need to be something fantastic and something big to do anything. Every step of your life, in every point, because all of us dream of something. Some of you must have wanted to go to IITs only, might not have made it. Might not have made it. You didn't make it, therefore you are here with us. So, but that shouldn't stop us from dreaming further, getting into other things, and making things wonderful. You can be achievers, whether it is what you dreamt of or somebody else dreamt of for you, or nobody has dreamt anything for you, but you have been pushed there into that position. Like LCD board was not mine, my choice. I was there. So Satyamangala was not for STF, was not for Mr. Vijay Kumar. It was there. So every one of us can make a difference. Every one of us can be great achievers. So let's take a leaf out of Saxena's life and see, yes, we can take and make a difference and be achievers all through. So, and finally I'll say, tomorrow, wherever you are going to work, you are not going to be working alone. You are going to work with a lot of people, a lot of teams. And most of you are going to computers and software works. You will have teams only. So remember, teamwork makes your dream work. So teamworks make dream work. So do that, and you will do fantastically well. Passion, go with every job that you are doing with passion, and you will achieve what you want in life. All the best to all of you. God bless you all.